6 here at the Voice of the Tri-States, where we've got a high wind warning in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. Winds out of the west 25 to 50 miles per hour today, high 52. Following all morning so far has been the fire at Loras College's Visitation Hall. As we told you, fire flames were spotted shortly after 5 o'clock this morning coming from the roof of the building. All 60 of the students that live there have been evacuated and accounted
for. I was just showing up to work. Co-worker and buddy Mike Callahan had just gotten there too. We were just kind of chit-chatting a little bit. Part of our conversation, I had mentioned to him that the light on the roof looked kind of eerie. And I just remember that because you don't use the word eerie a lot. And it took him about a minute. We were still talking about stuff where he said, "That's a fire."
I was coming in from Wisconsin, coming into work, coming up university, and I noticed smoke coming across the road, and I'm thinking, what is that? I then could smell it. I went through it, and my co-host Mike Callahan was out there, and he pointed to the fire, and I said, "Is there people in there?" And he goes, "Yes, Josh is over there."
A lot of it's a blur from that morning, but Josh and Lisa were, running around, and they both got into the building. I came a little bit later, and I was going around the front of the building and just banging on windows.
I eventually got in, went to the top floor, pulled the fire alarms, was banging on doors.
Debris was already coming off the cupola, and I remember looking in one of the back doors, and this young student looked at me, and I just hysterically started waving my hands, "Get out, get out."
It just looked like a small fire when we were starting in, trying to alert people, but afterwards, when you started getting away from the building, that wind was just whipping it, and it was spreading rapidly.
I remember I was counting. The whole time I was counting. I don't know what the magic number is that you're allowed to stay in a burning building, but I remember counting, 35, 36, while I'm running through the floors thinking, you don't want to be in here that long. I remember thinking, we got to make sure everyone got out. And we got everyone out of the building and got them over here to Radio Dubuque and took care of them after that.
Michael Kay using all of his hot chocolate to warm these kids up. Jesse Gavin, our news director, checking on him. Johnny Rhodes on the Rock checking on him. We all just kind of came together. We had our salespeople, office people calling in saying, "What can we do? What do you need? Do we need food?"
You just don't know when your day is going to change. You don't know when there's going to be an emergency, either a personal emergency or somewhere where you need to be a good neighbor and lend a hand to somebody. I think we happen to be in that spot, but I've got to believe that anybody in that position would have tried to do what they could.
All in all, it wasn't really so much heroism as it was just being a good human, being a good neighbor, and working together as a team.
The heroes are the people that are heroes every day, like the fire department that came into the fire. They got there in just a matter of minutes after that call was made, so it's amazing how quickly they got here. But when you look across the street now and you see nothing where the visitation hall used to be, and you just reflect on, wow, that could have really been something that would have truly been one of the biggest disasters in Dubuque history.